What I'm going to do is quickly show you how to do a jump animation. You can see that I've got one pre-built here already that I've been playing with. This is a layered animation, so when our little knight jumps, his legs actually kind of spread out. But I'm going to show you a really quick, simple jump. So we're going to go here, we're in the animations tab. We're going to go here to add a new animation. We're going to just call it simple jump. We're going to change the position of our layer, and in here we're going to type knight. So when you're in a drop down, you can type the name of the layer that you're looking for rather than having to scroll through all of the different layers. You can just type the name. So that's why it's so important to name your files either before you bring them into Lightwell or after you've brought them in, naming them in a way that makes sense. In this case, knight is actually the layer group that we created in the layers window. So you want to give your groups even a really straightforward name. So I'm going to click create animation. So now here I've got my knight. You can see that he kind of jumped to the middle of nowhere here. That's because we didn't have begin at current state check. So if we click that, he goes back down to the screen where he is. Another thing you'll notice is that the position animation automatically has this curve to it. And we can change that curve by dragging these little handles so that they go straight, create a straight line. So straight-ish line. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag the end keyframe. So that's keyframe number 2. We're going to drag the end keyframe. We're going to move it up here. We're going to change that so that it's straight up and down. That over top of that as much as we can. Move this little handle so it's straight up and down. So now we've got a straight-ish line. So if we preview that, you'll see, oh, he jumps all the way up. Now you'll notice that the knight stops right here instead of landing back down on the ground. Now there's two reasons for that. We could do an auto reverse, which means that he'll jump up and he'll come back down. Or we could do a reset, which means he jumps up and then he drops back down to the bottom. Now you'll notice on the timeline when I hit auto reverse, it adds some extra time to the animation that equals the action. So 1 second to go up, 1 second to come back down. If we move that keyframe, say we want a quicker jump, say we put it at half a second, we'll go up, down, reset, up, down. So that's how we change the duration. Now if you recall in class, I made a comment about adding an extra keyframe to put some delay on the animation. I actually found a better way to do that. You can see on the timeline here, I can drag this first keyframe. I can move it to half a second. I can drag this one out a little bit. So I can still have a 1 second jump with a half a second delay. So we'll reset that. You can see it waits for half a second and then it jumps up. Well, I want his jump to be a little bit quicker, so I'm going to put it at 1 second mark. So that's a half a second delay, a half a second jump, and then back down. Let's have a look at what that looks like. So half a second, up, down, there we go. So that is a really quick and simple jump animation. Now, if we wanted to adjust anything else in the keyframes, you can do it here. But I tend to just work on the screen here with this kind of positioning animation.